I guess to start off with, take us through this week and, practice. Has it been, in terms of the work you're getting, has it been typical, or have you been getting a little more? Give us a little bit of idea how things are going for you that way.
All the backs have been a little bit more, just because, we only have really like 5 guys now total that are, healthy and functional. So it's kind of like, it's not really just on me and Jackson and Bill. It's kind of like it's like a mutual thing of guys all collectively getting more reps. But everybody, like, our kind of philosophy in the room is everybody prepares like the starter. So, we're just going to keep at it, and everybody should be good to go.
Have you gotten to see Braylon at all? Like today, he in high spirits. How's he doing kind of after the injury and ahead of this week?
He was able to walk without the boot, so that's a good sign. It looks like he's moving well. Not well as in like I haven't seen him run, so I don't know all the answers, but I can tell you that I have seen a little bit of good signs. So.
How would you describe the value of Braylon Allen both on the field and off the field?
He's just a great player. Everybody knows he's a great player, but on top of that too, he's a great leader. He's a guy that, I'm sure like fans look up to him, and players do too. Just a guy that, you kind of want to, look up to him, see what he does, and then match your game to him, match your style, because everybody's a different style, different creativity. So you have to kind of like base it, what he does well and try to, reciprocate that, I guess.
Braylon's played through injuries a lot, during his time here. Jackson said after last week it was a high ankle sprain, and usually those take a few weeks to, kind of heal from. Would you be surprised if Braylon kind of puts the cleats on and plays again this Saturday? And if so, how do you guys kind of have to help him because he's obviously going to play banged up?
I wouldn't be surprised. He's a tough kid. Everybody knows that. You saw it last year. You see it throughout the season. The kid took, 29 carries against Illinois. He's a tough guy. So, I would not be surprised. But, then again, though, we feel prepared. Everybody prepares like for the starter. So, and whether I get in or not, I'm excited for my opportunity. I'm excited for, Jackson as well. And it is what it is.
You did get, I think last week was your first carry. They wanted you pretty quick there, but just take us through at least finally getting that opportunity in the backfield, and what was it like to, they sent you out there and you're like lined up against the goal line. What was it like?
So, honestly, it was pretty cool because it was nothing like I expected. I ran out there when I was set. I was like, oh, it's just like practice. Like a lot of people think like, oh, like, like your first carry is backed up on the goal line, like you're down a score, and that kind of game, that kind of atmosphere. But it was like when I was on the field, like at the end of the day, it's just football. It's just football. It's the game I love. It's the game I've been playing for so long. So I knew I just had to, not do anything too extra, just do my game. And like I said, it was just like practice. That was my mentality.
You guys had an entire half. You guys played an entire half of football without Braylon. How do you think the team responded after losing probably the nucleus of the offense?
Our mentality, Fick always talks about it, saying when Tanner went down, it's the next minute mentality. You have to have that in football. And you see B-Log right now, the kids are playing awesome. So, everybody kind of holds themselves to that kind of category too. It's, next man up mentality. So, a lot of guys went up to me and went up to Jackson too, like when we saw that happen. So, that's kind of like the culture we have here. It's like the pick me up, like you got this, man. Like, and it makes you feel good as a player when players do that to you. So.
Last week we spoke to Coach Longo. He said how once Ches went down, you're trying to figure things out. It's a bump in the road. Jackson hasn't, he's played, but he hasn't played to the level that Ches has played. Now, potentially without Jackson and Braylon, how do you guys kind of fill out that role with you guys not? You said it's just like football, but you guys have both not seen that amount of volume before. So how do you guys kind of fill out that role if he doesn't play?
Yeah, we haven't seen that kind of volume in game, but Coach Fick makes fall camp pretty hard for a reason. You know what I mean? So I feel like if we can get through the kind of practices we've had, the practices we've been having, I'm very confident in our abilities. Obviously, like I said, those guys are great players, they're great role models, great people to watch and study from and learn from. But Fick makes his practices brutal mentally and physically. That way when you go in the game, it's actually a lot easier.
You feel a pretty good connection with Braden Locke, just because of in spring and in fall, it seems like you guys were in the same unit quite a bit in both those sessions.
Yeah, to answer your question, I mean, especially in the spring, we like I think when you guys interviewed me in the spring about it too, it's just, I mean, I got Coach Longo knows that. I mean, a lot of the guys on the team know it too. He's a guy that, like, today I was literally out there in one period and he goes, make sure you run fast, make sure you get in the ball. He snaps it and I run out and he delivers it right to me. I'm wide open. No idea how he knew that, but he knew it. So I mean, he's just a guy that, you know, learns a lot. He's like a sponge. He absorbs everything, and yeah.
What's Coach Spalding's message to you been, you individually, last few weeks, like knowing your chances coming and maybe this week it's even bigger?
Just be me. I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, like I said, we all prepare like we just started. And I mean, I've been doing it every single week, so it's almost like when I get out there in the game, it's just practice. I'm really excited because last week I got a little taste of it, so I mean, hopefully this week I'm looking to get a little more. But yeah, I'm excited to show what I can do.
Would you consider that like a welcome to college football moment that people talk about?
I mean, I guess a little bit, yeah.
I mean, unblocked linebacker, that's tough.
but especially in a game like that too. I mean, it was pretty sweet.
Talking about the opportunities you might receive in the spring, when we saw you, it seemed like a lot of the opportunities you got. I mean, you were in those zone concepts where you also getting the ball a lot as a receiver. Do you anticipate maybe as part of your role being a part of that receiving role, especially some of those swing passes out to the flat?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I did that a lot in the spring, just because I had a lot of opportunities in the spring with that. The defense kind of covered the backs pretty well in fall camp, so I didn't get as many opportunities. But I mean, like, in terms of getting out of the backfield, yeah. I mean, I was originally recruited as a receiver, so I mean, I got a little bit of wiggle to me, I got a little bit of wit to me, so I'm excited to show that aspect of my game as well.